All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for your patience. My name is Mio, and this is Shannon, and we are the Souls and Stardust podcast. Today we have a special reading preparing for the new moon in Pisces tomorrow. And let me hold on, going live now. I meant to send this text before. We're about an hour and 15 minutes late in true Piscean fashion. That's what I'm gonna blame it on because Pisces are on their own timeline and they
Mhm.
beat to their own drum.
I'm
I
not
got a
a
Pisces
Pisces,
daughter.
but
Um,
I'm a freaking Libra with a Libra stellium, and I'm late for fucking everything. So there we go.
and I'm late for everything. Um, yeah, I used to be late places. I would say when I was younger, right? But then once you kind of hone in on the natural way that your body and stuff wants to do things, my Taurian nature is like, no, 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 we need to plan out. We need to know about the parking situation. We got to see like whatever your drive time plus 10, 15 minutes, plus let's get you there 30 minutes early. And then you land somewhere
In
15
between.
minutes early. And then you can sit in your
Yeah.
car and check your
Well,
DMs for
my
memes.
my perspective is I come from a place where time isn't a thing, and I just can't seem to get on board with how time works
That's what I
here
tell
because it's not
people.
real.
That's exactly what I tell people. Um,
Or I'm
let me
just
search
ADD
this.
and I'm time blind, but
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
think
go
in the
with
human body, that's how it comes through, right? In the human body, we call it
absolutely.
ADHD. In human design, we call it manifesting generator. In astrology, we refer to, we look at your certain planets for, different things and personality traits and beyond that, obviously. But
Yep.
um, I personally think that on the soul level, we've talked about this, that we're not used to time constraints. We're not used to having to use our mouth to talk and articulate an emotion.
Yep.
We can just communicate. Um, sorry,
What's
that's really
that?
loud.
It's the universe giving
It's
you,
the
like,
toilet.
an affirmative.
Like, it just randomly goes off sometimes. Hold on.
That's so funny. I mean, it's your toilet, that's water, right? That's Piscean energy for sure.
Water, Piscean. Yeah. Shut the door. 12th house energy, right?
The toilet's about, like, getting rid of things, so the
Purging.
energy of release.
And it's refilling. It's the part where it's like refilling
Oh,
the
sure. Yep.
the tank. Yeah, so it's at least it's the clean, not the clean water.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyways, we're here. We want to do our live reading for the Pisces new moon, but then I think we were gonna go ahead and convert this over to um a podcast episode. We
Yeah, I
might
mean,
start doing that.
we'll see what happens. I did actually shuffle the deck and
Mhm.
pull cards for the new moon energy or just where we're at energetically, and the first card that popped out of the deck is the moon card, which is the sign of Pisces, right? So oh no, that's the
Mhm.
sign of Cancer. Um, but it's water energy, or is it
But it's
also
Pisces in
it is
tarot.
Pisces
Yeah.
energy. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Because chariot's Cancer.
There are crustaceans on my card though. So there's a lobster and a crab, but I think of that as the watery energy. And the moon card came out in reverse, which is so the moon is about hidden factors and intuition um and secrets and understanding like what's going to be coming to light. But when that card is in the reverse, it's about what are we having trouble with emotionally? What have we been repressing? What is it that we have been afraid of and it's time to release that fear? And this new moon in Pisces is all about the release of fear and really getting in touch with your emotions and evaluating what it is you've been holding on to and what doesn't serve you anymore. So this is like time of it can be inner confusion. And let me tell you, like I did a deep dive into my own emotions last night, and there was so much that was like a quagmire of
Mhm.
emotional, like It was just crazy. It was like the maelstrom. That's what it is. Like the maelstrom is in the ocean, the big whirlpool storm. And that's what it felt like until I could actually move through it and it became calm and I had all this clarity. So this is like darkness before the light. It's going into the emotions to look at the things you've been afraid to feel and the insecurities that you have and really confronting them. And then the Hierophant card came out, which is a sign of Taurus. And it also came out in the reverse. And this is a card about traditions and like teachers and institutions and guidance. But when it's in the reverse, it's about, what are your personal beliefs and how do they go against the grain of like standard society or what's expected of you or what you're told you need to do. It's freedom, it's unconvention, it's moving forward in new ways, which can sometimes be like impulsive or foolish. And the Fool card came up in the reverse too, which is about impulsive action, or it can be insecurity about your way forward. It can be fear. So we are like confronting all that emotional landscape of insecurity, fear, what needs to be released. How does that sit with me, given the fact that it's going to go against societal beliefs about what has to happen here, or institutional beliefs? Or maybe you're like developing a new spirituality or new understanding about how things work for you, new philosophies of life and spirit and living. And what kind of things do you have to leave behind in terms of insecurity and disappointments in order to be able to forge your way forward? So that's my read for this new moon energy.
Yeah, I pulled the I am cards, and so these 2 came out individually, so I'm asking just collective energy, so whoever's, you know, tuning in, this is kinda all of us as a whole. I am learning to trust others, right? And so Piscean energy is very fluid and watery and compassionate, and it's compassion for other people, compassion for babies, animals, like heart wide open, right? But when we open up like that, we have to learn to trust others with those spaces and with the softness and with our beings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of pain, and Piscean energy is very healing and very like not nurturing so much like the Cancerian energy, but it's like, let me put my magic wand over you and
Mm-hmm.
heal all your wounds,
It's very
right?
compassionate energy.
Very, 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 very. This has been coming up a lot too. I'm healing my inner child.
Mm-hmm.
And so Pisces rules the 12th house, right? And I see it like that's the house of our darkest moments and our wounds, and it's one of the most hidden houses in astrology. And what dark parts are we needing to bring up to showcase so that it's no longer shadowed, hidden,
Yeah.
hurting? What are we holding so deep inside that we're afraid to let someone else look at it to fix it
Mm-hmm.
or to help us? Because sometimes it's like, you know, if it's just shining by the light of the moon, that sometimes that's not enough light
Mm-hmm.
to grow something or to fix it, or it's too dark to even see what you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to do and accomplish, right? And so when I go, I'm healing my inner child, what age inside of you do you need to go back to and tap into and turn the light up a little bit more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that you can see better and so that you can um reparent that part of
Well,
you.
and that's likely the root of your insecurities, right? So all those things that you struggle with, those seeds of insecurity or fear or disappointment were planted at a young age where you realized you couldn't trust others around you or yourself or whatever. So, yeah.
Safety at some point was
Mhm.
threatened. So then these 2 came out together, they fell out on the floor. I am strong with I am healing from the past.
I love that.
And sorry, I have, like, one piece of hair that's, like, tickling my nose.
Mhm.
Um, the Pisceans in my life too, although they're soft and compassionate, there's like capability for the most stubborn, like strong-willed people that I've met, that although they're super soft and gushy, there's like a strong rod inside of them that like stays bottom of the deck grounded, right? They're just more like a seaweed in the ocean versus
Mhm.
maybe somebody like us that's more like, "Oh, I'm a cacti in the desert," right? But sorry,
All prickly and shit.
right? I promise there's a little bit of water in there. But tapping into the Piscean energy to use your strength to heal from the past
Mhm.
and know that you can face these things. You can face discomfort. It's okay to talk about the past. It's okay to talk about things that maybe didn't turn out the way that we wanted to and just be like, "Yeah, I got fucked. I got the short end of the stick." Like, "Yeah, so what? I went things didn't work out." Like, to sit here and hide all of our pains and pretend that we didn't go through them or just to tuck them away in a box and shove them under the bed, like, no.
I think that part,
I did
right?
pull some moon cards. Oh,
Not
yeah.
like not the pretending that it didn't happen, but like the shoving it away because you don't wanna feel the pain of it. But
Yeah.
it won't go away. It stays there
It's still
until
gonna be under the box and under the bed,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, and then you move and you find it and you're like, "Oh, fuck,
Do I
that's
still
still
yeah.
there."
Do I just bring this to the new place? Do I just keep taking this box with me from house to house to house? Or
Yeah.
do I open up the box, pull all the shit out, and see what needs to be kept and dealt with, what needs to be purged and
It's so interesting given our conversation prior to going live and the cards that are coming up. It's so appropriate, right?
yeah,
Um, I also just was shuffling. Yeah, awesome. Okay, I was shuffling and the King of Cups came out in the reverse, and that is a card all about being, like, detached from your emotions and having disharmony in your emotional landscape. Um, Also withdrawing purposely because you don't wanna feel those emotions, and it can be an opportunity to do that deep work with your subconscious mind to actually heal the wounds that have been there forever. So, like this new moon, this period that we're in energetically, and we are coming up into the eclipse season, which eclipses always show us the hidden shit, right? So,
right.
and it brings it to the surface. So, this is like a deep dive into you and to also your self-care. Like, how do you hold yourself tenderly in light of everything that you've experienced, like your past trauma, the emotions that you have that you've been afraid to feel? Like, everything is telling us it's time to do that. And w- what I discovered last night in my own deep dive was that fear is the only thing that holds us back, right? Like, our capacity to love is limitless. And we get stuck because we're so afraid of what we're going to experience if we open ourselves up to that. But when we have love, when we are love, like everything else just kind of evaporates. So nothing can really hurt you because you are that. But we are having a human experience, right? So I actually
Absolutely.
feel like our attachment to fear is what causes the pain. It's not the fact that we actually open our hearts and love, it's our attachment to fear that makes it so difficult. So, like, if you're fully embodying love, it doesn't matter what happens with any other party that's involved. It's like, it's the attachment to fear that causes that pain. That being said, right? We
Yeah,
are
and we know that how our consciousness and our awareness works, and so when we're thinking about something, right, and we're attaching fear and anxiety to the topic of something, like, just say, "Every time I think about love and relationships, it makes me hyperventilate."
Mhm.
Don't know if that's an oddly specific example or not,
I also got the Lovers in reverse, which is about disharmony, and it's about the need to really seek out self-care and self-love. So these cards are all telling a story about what we need to do right now. We have to do a deep dive into like our emotional excavation, I like to call it. So what are we digging out? What are we finding that's there that needs to have air to breathe so that it can be exhaled and released? So,
7 is
yeah.
jumping on.
Who is?
7 is jumping on.
Oh, awesome. Yay.
She's not on quite yet, so we have a special guest I invited very last minute. Oh, hold on. Private chat.
Very last minute. And Jenny did say that she's on.
Oh, she said technical difficulties.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. We'll see. If it works, it works. If not, we'll plan something. But sometimes spontaneity is the way to go. So we invited our friend 7 on because I'm like, oh my God, I was just chatting with her right now. Like, let me see what she's doing right this second. Okay. So she can chat, but mic and camera won't work.
Oh,
okay.
no.
So we can always have you on a different time though, whatever. We were just pulling some cards and tapping into talking about
the new moon energy.
Pisces. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. New moon. So can you see the private comments too? If you click the private chat, so can you see 7s?
I see 7.
Or is it just me because I'm...
Nope, I see it.
Oh, okay, cool. So,
she says, yeah, new moon.
We invited our friend 7 on. She is Black Girl Magi on
Instagram.
Magi with
2 eyes. You guys, she is a phenomenal chart reader. She is a phenomenal astrological chart reader.
Extraordinaire, like Virgo energy that can just like remember and learn and connect all the dots on things. And then maybe in the description box, I can always post her Patreon and stuff because she
teaches it. Yeah,
she teaches astrology. And we have one episode with her on our podcast from a few months ago.
It was
we definitely got to have her back.
Yeah, last winter. So it was like February or March of 2023. We had her on, and we need to have her on again because that was a good one.
Yeah, we got a lot of positive feedback from having her on. So yeah, definitely go check out our episode with 7, Black Girl Magi. Amazing. I love geeking out with people who know more than I do. Because like I always say, like, when it comes to spirituality, I have tapped into like a bunch of different modalities, just I think so that I can be able to refer people to something that might work for them to connect into. And I feel like astrology and human design work really well with like people who just can grasp it. You know, some people love cards. Some people love just straight channeling. Some people just do Reiki. Like it's whatever, right?
Yep.
I love that we have an arsenal of amazing, like superhuman people in our life. That we're like, hey, what is this? What is this? Right? Okay.
I did pull a card. Remember, you are worthy of the best effing love. Right. So again, with our theme,
dropped a bunch of F-bombs.
We what?
You already dropped a bunch of F-bombs so
know,
far today.
But I don't want our video to get like flagged because of
it's flagged already. It's flagged. All right. So what do we need to know? So this is still collective reading for the Pisces new moon. These are not the personal one-on-one readings yet. I got forge, don't follow, pave a new path, and be the leader you wish you had.
That's interesting. That Fool card too, right? So what's your way forward? And unconventional, that Hierophant in reverse. I just pulled the way is not clear yet. The way forward is not clear yet, which is why you have to use your intuition and
And
you have to be brave.
Pisces energy and new moon stuff is all gonna be the planting of the seed where the soil, it's dark. You have no idea where you're even planted yet until you sprout, right?
Mhm.
But the forge don't follow also is like doing stuff that doesn't make sense, doing stuff that there's no clear cut path already made for you. You kind of are creating your own way. And
Mhm.
this time right now is perfect for dreaming up and dreaming big.
Mhm.
Um,
Write down what you want to create on in a notebook, in your favorite journal, and a piece of paper. Like write down everything that you want to experience. So something in particular or just a way forward. Write it all down. How do you want to feel when you experience it?
loosen your grip. Mio, talking to myself here. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in.
Yeah.
Loosen your grip. And she's just fallen
She
like
is
Alice in
falling.
Wonderland.
Yes, she is. I also got how does it feel in your heart? So again, coming back to that heart space and really evaluating what's meaningful for you right now, what makes sense. I also got time to go and take the first step. So this is
It's funny because the time to go is typically a negative, um, like a negative connotation,
like,
right? Like
bitch, you
time to
better leave
go.
now. Yeah.
But when you pair it with that other one that came out right after it, the
Yeah.
time to
It's like,
take
get
it's
going.
time to take the first step, right?
Yep.
That's
Mhm.
everything. And then the bottom of the deck I got was the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. So
Nice.
this is like letting it all. Like, what does my daughter say? I always say, like, she's a super Pisces, when she's actually got a lot of Pisces and Aquarian, nature, and so she even tells her friends at 15 years old, like, "You need to be so ridiculous about your obsessions and your things that you're interested in." Um, oh,
Yeah.
yay! Okay, cool, let me
I look crazy, but I'm here.
What?
You look beautiful. You don't look
You look
crazy at all. I
gorgeous.
mean,
You're sweet.
I came from the gym, dude, so
Do y'all hear echoes?
no.
I do not.
Okay. Okay, I hear an echo, so I think I need to figure out what's going on. But continue. I'm figuring it all out.
You sound good to us.
Okay. Let me see
Hold
if I
on.
leave here.
Spotlight layout.
Okay, am
Oh,
I still
sorry, I
here?
changed
You
something.
are still
There we
here.
go.
Ah.
I'm
Okay.
so
And
delighted. I'm delighted
and
to
in
see
true
you.
Piscean nature, we were an hour and 15 minutes late to start our
Oh,
live. We were talking.
perfect. Perfect, because we were in the middle of a conversation, and then I was like, "Oh, I have to do this reading," so I had to do a solar return chart reading for someone, and then it
Oh,
was only supposed to be a 45-minute session, but it ended up being an hour and a half. And then I got off and looked, and I was like, "Oh no, I hope we didn't miss it." And then
no,
all the
no.
technical
No.
difficulties. So I'm
Had this
here.
been had this been a Virgo new moon, we would have been right on time.
you
We went
know,
We would
you
have been
15
know,
done.
minutes early,
you know.
organized, and we would have asked you 6 months in advance.
Yes.
Pisces new moon is
And we
like,
then we would have had like an outline and
"Ooh, what's Seven doing right this second?" Um,
I'm chilling. I'm about to go to the gym, probably in about 20 minutes, but I'm
would
doing I
you
should be unpacking, but I'm here.
should
it's okay.
Would would you like to drop your Patreon link or your booking link in the
Sure.
comments?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's
You
see
know how
how
to
we do that.
or tell me what it is and I can grab it and drop it in the
I
comments,
have
and then
to.
I'll make sure to add it to the description box because
Okay.
y'all gotta have your chart reading done by 7.
You guys, she's extraordinary. She
I
did
got my
That's so
my
sweet.
I
yeah.
did I oh, no, did I do solar return or secondary progression? Oh,
Uh-oh,
shoot.
did she just
I
drop off?
accidentally It's okay.
It's all right.
She can
She'll
just
come
jump
back.
back on. Yeah. I had
She
my
did my solar return for me and it was really amazing. It was so
I
helpful.
think I booked the solar return right after my birthday, but we might have talked secondary progression, or
She
unless we talked secondary progression on the podcast. I don't know.
Well, we've talked about that quite a bit, like, because it's fascinating.
So yeah, she's the one who broke down because when we're looking at my solar return, this is a fifth house year for me, and so I'm looking at all the creation, my children,
Mhm.
romance.
Yeah, partnerships or like sex and fun and like love and creativity. Yeah.
Great. It's a fun year.
It's a fun year. I can't remember what year I'm in, but I'll figure that
Good
out.
times. Good times.
Okay.
Okay, so let's keep going. Sorry.
So we'll keep
And then
going.
I'll add her back on when she jumps on.
So I did pull another card that's about big dreams. So I had just gotten done saying, like, write down what it is that you want to feel when you accomplish what you want to accomplish. What is it that you want to manifest? Mio and I, a few days ago, were talking about different things we want to manifest, and I'm like hell bent on it. I have some big, big shit that I want to manifest, and I'm like so on board with it right now. And it's big dreaming, and it doesn't intimidate me whatsoever. So write down what it is. Like, remember you're planting these seeds, and it is about excavating to remove the debris that is holding you back or seemingly holding you back. And also I pulled the admired card, and look at her. She's like her chest wide open, and she's full of light. And this is likely how you want to, you don't want to be admired, but maybe you do. You want to feel nice and open when you're doing this, your heart expanded fully.
So you can truly be yourself.
Yeah.
That's what did I pull? I said the let yourself be seen card.
Yes.
That's what that is, where it's like courageous, upfront, this is who I am, right? But the big dreams card too is like Pisces rules our dream state.
Well,
And they
and
are
it's the
known for
ocean with a whale tail, right?
romanticizing life and dreaminess, right? Like,
Yeah. Dream
oh,
big. So
so
7.
we lost your audio, I think, 7.
Am I here?
Oh, you're
There
there.
you go.
She's
Oh,
there.
okay.
So 7, tell
Yeah.
us what you are thinking about this Pisces new moon.
I was just pulling it up because I was like, I don't think I've actually looked at it. I'm sure you all can understand when you're in the spiritual arts and you're giving services to people, you often forget to do these things for yourself.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I literally, until someone goes, "Where's the moon today?
Right.
What the hell is going on?" I'm like, I should
Right.
probably check.
Probably
Sorry.
should check on that.
Girls
And
should
people
check.
automatically think because I teach this and then I'm like, this is my thing.
But we're-
Come on,
Preparation.
7.
I be like, what's the day? A Saturday? Okay. All right,
Okay.
let's start there first.
Saturday.
So what I pulled up earlier was that this is a time of opening your heart and consciously connecting to others, that beautiful Piscean energy, and to let go of the things that don't serve your higher self.
I love
And
that.
it's about cultivating a sense of oneness. So these big concepts, right?
Yes.
But it's also like letting yourself dream. It's setting boundaries, but also softening your boundaries where you need to be able to experience more emotionally and dig into your emotions, trusting your intuition and letting go of doubt, and co-creating for your future. So like we pulled some cards earlier, and they were about releasing fear. They're about like going bravely into the future, the unknown. So almost like this fool from the tarot feeling, but also going with like addressing your insecurities along the way, because those are holding you back from your big dreams.
I love this.
Yeah. It's about direct care and compassion for yourself. So self-love, self-care, and really evaluating who and what is in your life right now that is not cultivating or helping to germinate these seeds of big dreams for you.
I love this. I love all of it. I love all that you said because I'm looking at the lunation now, and First of all, I love new moons in Pisces,
Mhm.
period. I love new moons in water signs outside of Scorpio,
Right, right.
because
Ah!
I know, I'm sorry. Scorpio, this is the thing, like, because I'm a traditional astrologer, dignity matters in traditional astrology.
Mhm.
So trying to do stuff under a new or full moon in Scorpio, you're looking at trying to do things that are going to be like what a bodyguard would do for you. So, like blocking or protecting
Yeah.
or something along those lines, where it's not necessarily what the moon wants to do, the moon wants to nurture,
Yeah, go deep
right?
into
Uh-huh.
that heart space.
1000%. It doesn't want to hurt. But in Scorpio, traditionally it's ruled by Mars. We're nurturing through violence.
Yeah.
Damn. Cut a bitch. Cut a bitch.
Right.
It's like,
Moon
you
in Cancer
know,
is like, let's just feed everybody and cuddle up
right,
and
Scorpios get
right.
such a rap, man, right? It's
It
like,
is. It is, but it's a beautiful thing. It's not horrible. It's just like when you're trying to set intentions for new moon stuff,
mhm.
and you have to be aware of how happy the moon is, and the moon is
Yeah.
not happy,
it's not happy in this.
unfortunately, in Scorpio. It's just not, because the things it wants to do is cook and make blankets, and Scorpio is like the government.
Slaughtering. Let's slaughter
Right.
the wounds.
Scorpio wants to hide the
Right.
fucking body, right? Like Scorpio's like,
Right.
I'm gonna hide the body.
For real. But also, like, more along the lines of like, you're over here making a blanket for your family and the government is coming for your rights. I
Yeah.
Right.
don't We need to be looking for like the darkness that's happening in our society and fixing that, not crocheting blankets.
Right.
Yep.
And
That's
then
Scorpio.
new
I
moon in
think
Pisces is like, oh, time is a social construct anyway. So like we're gonna be an hour late because what is time?
Right.
I mean, I think of fairy dust and unicorns when I think of Piscean energy, right? But add a mermaid tail, maybe, I don't know. So it's just very soft energy.
It is, and also powerful. So again, this
Very.
is back to like Pisces being ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the great benefic. It is also a space of authority and leadership. And
Yeah.
people forget about that part of the Piscean energy, because they are so powerful. It's just they dismiss the ideas that they have and visions that they
Yep.
have for us because they feel so out of reach or idealistic. When if
Right.
we actually start taking it seriously, our world would have been in a better place centuries ago if we
Right.
Yeah.
started listening to
Earlier I
them.
pulled the I am strong card
I
Mhm.
love
with the
that.
healing of the past and the healing card because it was
Mhm.
like, dude, the Pisceans I know have a rod of strength that runs through them, but everything is so soft and watery that there's a lot
Hmm.
of self-doubt or there's a lot of like distraction and but the at
Hmm.
the core of them is a very like there's a lot of strength in them, like Poseidon,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Like if it's
Yeah.
focused and channeled, right? It's they can you could have a hose
Yeah.
like
It's like a buoy. It's like how I like,
Mhm.
because Jupiter is very buoyant, like
Yeah.
whatever they go through, Sagittarius, Pisces energy, they're gonna always be fine. They're buoyant. So
I
when
Mhm.
you're
think I even
looking
used
at,
that word earlier
did
about a
you?
buoy. Yes.
Okay,
I don't know if
sorry.
it
So
was
like,
before we recorded though, when we were just chatting, or if it was during the recording,
I
but I
hope
remember
so.
saying that word and going, "That sounded weird," like
It's
and
very,
then I
but that's
came to realize
Jupiter.
that
It's very buoyant. She's Piscean energy is feminine Jupiter. So
Mhm.
it is in the middle of the ocean and the big waves are coming, right?
But
But
it's
it's so light that it's just like, okay, well, that was a lot, but it's back at floating above the water.
Mhm.
it's like bloop, bloop.
Right.
Oh.
So the fairy dust and the lightness that you all are talking about that Piscean have, they do have that, but
Yeah.
they're also strong enough to like wave,
Withstand. Yeah.
right, the waves at the same time. So
Well,
I concur.
I also think of it as the energy of like those cosmic those really tapped in cosmic sages, right? Those that can close their eyes and travel the universe and just grab these universal truths and then bring them down. And maybe there's some drugs involved when they do that, but who knows, right? But I do feel like there's that sage wisdom, bring it all together for some kind of universal truth or understanding energy that happens in that Piscean.
I'm always like, they're just straight tapped into source. Like they're just tapped to God. Like
They can be.
just can be. Yeah.
Definitely.
Through some channel. It's
super easy.
Spiritual, like
I think of Jupiter, because that's how I think of the energy of the signs. Is this a masculine side of this planet, or is it the feminine side of this planet? And so for Jupiter, the masculine is Sagittarius, and I think of a preacher or a pastor who is just up there, and they're just like, and God said, and they have like and you're getting so excited and pumped and motivated from this like TED talk that they're giving every church service, you know what I mean? And you're like, I can go out and conquer the world every Sunday. You're just feeling like you can do anything.
And then all the projectors walk out of the room and lose their motivation.
Well, that too. Because we're drained. We're drained. We are drained.
I need a 28-day cycle to integrate.
Wait, you're a reflector?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. I was like, geez, Louise. I have been wanting to like dig into reflectors.
I am not. They're so rare too, right? Like reflectors are pretty rare. I'm a man, Jen. Just like me.
I think I only know a friend of a friend that's a full reflector, and I need to like interview her or something.
You do. I want to know more about that person for sure.
Yeah,
but that's what I know see for Sag. I want to see more of them. But then the Pisces is like the monk. It's like the they're both spiritual, but one is more internal and one is more extroverted. That's how I see Sagittarius and Pisces.
Yeah, I think that's a really great analogy, actually, because that makes sense to me very much so.
I was looking at today's chart also, and it looks like today, so we're recording today, Saturday the 9th, and it looks like we have moon sextile Jupiter, but also moon conjunct Saturn, which feels a little contradictory at
right
times.
There's that constriction there, right?
Those, right? But I still feel like having everything in Pisces though is like the mush soup base. Like it's not a thick clump, my Taurian nature, I'm gonna compare it to food. It's not a thick chowder gumbo. It's watery.
I will say, looking at what I'm looking at, first of all, this Piscean season is going to feel different because Jupiter is in a different sign than it was last year. Last year it was in Aries, this hot space of like, oh, let's go. But for the time before that, it was in Pisces itself. So I will say that there is a lot more grounding this Piscean season because its ruler is in Taurus.
That makes
However,
sense.
It's not far from the Uranus that's also in Taurus as well. So there is a little unpredictability that goes with that. However, in general, I do think that they are being grounded. And it's nice that Saturn and Jupiter have the sextile between the two of them, the greater malefic and the greater benefic, having the sextile relationship between the two of them, which sextile relationships are friendly. They complement each other. It's like your best work friend. You know what I mean? When you go home, when you go into the job, you're happy to see them. They're making you better. They're going to call you on your shit, but only because they want you to be the best thing out there. You know what I mean? So I like it as soupy as it is. I like it because how Jupiter is grounding it, and Saturn has the same element similarity to Earth itself. So I think it's a bit grounding.
Well, so then that's just like putting this in the context of like planting your seeds for your future, what you want to manifest. Like you can weave in a lot of practicality into what you want to create, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't have to just be this big dream of whatever. You can actually weave in the steps that would feel good, or this or something better. So you can have a very grounded approach to creating your dream, it seems like. Ooh, what was that?
Sorry, I thought it was my husband. It
We
was
don't need any
nobody.
husbands. We
I
don't need
thought
any
I heard
husbands.
footsteps. I was like, wait, is he right behind me? Okay, sorry, go
Like,
ahead.
is he gonna scare me?
He does that. He's a ninja.
That was so
No.
funny.
There's
Oh,
this is your Patreon,
Oh,
correct?
thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate it. I was trying to go get it and then I disappeared. So I was like,
Yep.
I'll give
I
that
was like,
up.
let me grab that because you guys have to check out her
yeah.
classes, her courses,
You're very kind.
book a reading so you can better
Sure.
understand yourself, book your
Sure.
kids, whatever you do, the people in your
Sure.
life, so you can better understand everybody and how we all interact,
I'm
and
here.
to know like not just where we're at, but like where you're at in your chart for
For
your
Yeah.
sure.
this year, and just so you can navigate this roadmap a little bit better.
Or just
Yeah.
So I wanted to
permission to
definitely
yourself,
pin that
right?
comment or pin that link, Patreon.
That
Yeah.
part. I'm much rather because coming here soon, I'm going to cut off new
Yep.
clients because it's just too many. And I'm trying to get my master's in math at the moment. So like it's too much. I'm just juggling too much. So if you're a part of the Patreon, you'll probably have access to me. Everybody else, I'm probably going to be shutting that down pretty soon. So
Wow.
if
I'm
you're
gonna
interested,
get on your
get in there.
Great.
Patreon. That's for damn
It's a great
sure.
problem.
It is a good problem to have. It is a good problem. But at this point, like my real goal in this life is that I know Neptune is going into Aries. And when Neptune gets into Aries, we're going to have a different interaction with spirituality. We have had the pleasure of being a part of the spiritual arts during the time that Neptune has been in Pisces, which is beautiful.
Mhm.
However, when it crosses over, we're going to lose a lot of people. We're going to lose a lot of folks who are not interested in spirituality anymore. And it's because it's not grounded. A lot of the spiritual spaces and people who are talking about spirituality honestly don't know what they're talking about.
Mhm.
They're just
Like
literally
TikTok and
like,
shit.
yeah, they're just like, oh, manifest destiny. You can manifest. Everything's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. And there's no real studying behind it. There's no
Right.
real experience. There's
Mhm.
no real discipline. They don't look at it as an actual thing that you have to involve your entire self in to
Mhm.
learn. So we're going to lose a lot of those people, which I'm
That makes
very
sense.
excited about. But I
Yeah.
want to teach as many people to become teachers. I want to teach the teachers so that we can have people in place. So when people are like, oh, I followed this person and they led me to a path of destruction, I want them to be like, oh, but I can recommend you to this person and I know they have their stuff. So
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to be the person who's reading for you for 4 or 5 years. I want to be the
Right.
person who
You
teaches
We're
you how to do it
equipping
for yourself.
you,
Yep.
Yes.
which is that was like the point of what we wanted to start with this, not just this podcast, to be able to talk about spirituality, but like how to empower yourself so
Yes.
that you
Yes.
can
Yep.
help yourself, but also like we help other people develop their intuition at our retreats and stuff, where we're like, all right, we're
Oh,
not here just reading for
beautiful.
you all weekend. We
Yeah.
will, if that's what you
Yeah.
want, but we're
Yeah.
here like, no, we're practicing.
Yep.
We're
Let's
like,
practice.
you are developing your muscle in this
Mhm.
because you have to see how strong and capable you are.
Yes.
Like, we're just here to say, hey, this is how we do it.
Right. Hold
Try it.
space.
Yep.
Take some
Yeah.
stuff and
Yep.
then
Yep.
do your own thing.
And yeah,
Uh,
That's
remix it, make
beautiful.
it your own, whatever
Yes.
resonates with you and your people, like however you need to do that. So we're with you 1,000%. That's
Oh
interesting though. I didn't
God.
even think about that with Neptune going into getting out of Pisces like that. That makes a lot of sense because we already were starting to see a lot of people fall off of the spiritual space and either go
Mm-hmm.
back to Christianity
yeah.
and then denounce everything spiritual. Or like I was saying, is once people start realizing how much they have to show up, it's not just let me manifest this. When you're manifesting and creating a life, you also have to break old patterns,
Yes.
trauma. healing the shit that got
Got to
you
do your
there.
work. You
There's
got to do your
so
work
much
for
work
for
that
it to
goes into
happen.
manifesting, when it's like, it's not really manifesting, it's letting go of a lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
and making and creating space for this new
Correct.
concept idea, and that's what manifests or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
For
Well,
sure.
yeah, and because so many people are manifesting from a place of lack, or like, if I just had this, that I'd be happy. When in actuality, you have to actually go deep inside to see where that lack wound is originating and what else is in that soup
Yep.
with it, right? So, manifesting actually becomes a beautiful spiritual process when you do the healing work that comes with it, right? It's a very
Yeah.
natural extension of how you go inward and
Yes.
dissect what's inside of you that's been
Yes.
keeping you in that space of lack and insecurity and sadness and whatever, lack of fulfillment, right? So
Correct.
I think most people just miss that entirely, and they want to go straight
Yep.
to, like, I want the big house, I want all the money, I want, if I just had that, I'd be happy. Well, no, because you could be happy without any of that. It's about what are you
1000%.
cultivating inside of you.
Right.
So
And what are your needs? What are your specific needs? Like,
yeah,
I don't need a 15-bedroom mansion. Do you know how much it takes to clean?
I was just thinking that, like, unless I have 3 housekeepers, like, what do I need that for? Unless I'm
Why?
housing people, like, we're bed and breakfasting some stuff.
For real. Like, why? I
Mhm.
don't need that. I need community.
Yeah.
You
mhm,
know what I'm saying? That is going to
mhm,
contribute to my happiness as you're speaking. Like, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm going for. I don't want that. And even in the situation where I'm talking about, like, I have too many clients, it's too many. It's like I'm realizing that that's not the happiness. That's not where my happiness is. Now, if you had asked me 2 years ago, I'm just like, fill me up. I want all the clients. I want my calendar to be just busting out of the seams. I feel like that would be aligned with my destiny. But it's not. Now
It's
that I know
not.
that, it is like, no, that is not what I want. I want to manage, I want to teach the teachers.
I
That's
love
what's
that.
going to make me happy, because I'm trying to change the world. And when you do it one person at a time, it's wonderful. I think
yeah,
that's fantastic. But
it
as
just
far as my alignment is
takes a
concerned,
long time.
yeah, I need, like, let's fill out this lecture hall real quick. Let me just
Yep.
do my professor, like, astro professor stuff. And then you all go and do your thing. Like, that's where I'm at. But yeah, finding what makes you happy, what your needs are, what they
Yep.
are specifically to you is just,
And
and then going after that.
I'm with
I
you. I'm
hear
so
all
with
of
you.
that, and my Taurian nature and my marketer inside of me is like, "Let me book you. Let me market you. Let me fill out this venue for you so you can come and teach in front of all these people."
Great.
And, like, let me get you set up.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
That makes me so excited.
I
Like,
I
want that.
I have been working to train as many people as I can too. Like, if somebody
I know
asks
you
me
have.
to learn from me, I'm like, absolutely, I'll put you on my list. And when I'm going to teach next, I've trained probably, I don't know, 65 people so
Oh,
far
that's
in my
beautiful.
last 7 years. And people ask me too, they're like, "Aren't you worried that they're gonna, like, go out and start a business and take clients from you?" I'm like, "Fuck
No.
no.
I'm
We need."
worried they're gonna go and heal people
Yeah, I'm like,
exponentially.
"We need more healers." Like, the more healers we have, the better. And if anything, I'll just move into the space of teaching people,
Yes.
and other people can handle the load of healing one-on-one, hands-on. But I love hands-on work. Like, I'll never stop doing that, but
That's beautiful.
I, will definitely move into a greater capacity of teaching many
I
people
can't.
in one setting.
It is just because of now looking at what I'm doing in my regular world job, I guess. It's just, I've been complaining to Mio about it. Like, the high school students, I have 200 of them almost, and it is just draining.
That's a
I
Aw.
lot.
love them.
That's a
Don't
lot.
get it twisted. They're amazing individuals. But to leave that space and then go and do, like, a reading with someone who I know honestly just wants to talk to me.
Yes.
And I was like, I care for you a lot, but the questions you're asking me, you literally can answer these questions yourself.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
just want
Mhm.
me to come in because you think that I'm a higher authority than
Right.
you to
They're
come
looking
in,
for
Right.
permission. Yep.
Right.
right, and
Mhm.
validate what you already know. And
Yep.
it's not necessary. You and I are on the same level. I may know more just because I had more information and more time to study, and my
Mhm.
Mercury is in Virgo, so I can gobble up a lot of information and categorize it all, yeah, all at the same time, like a robot. But
Yep.
it doesn't mean that I'm at a higher authority. It just
Mhm.
means that I have more information.
Yep.
That's really all it is. And you can have it. You can have all of it. I don't. And that's another thing that we could talk about in another time. The masculinity has, obviously we're trying to balance that, but the masculine concept of capitalism and just like hoarding information so that you can
Mhm.
sell it and so that you can be like rich and wealthy and not have
Yeah.
to, like, that's so unnecessary. I definitely think you should pay people what for their time and their
Right.
knowledge, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely not trying to hoard for
Well,
what.
and not everything has to be monetized, right? Like
Yeah.
that's
Ooh,
not how you build
yummy.
community.
There's
Like
there's a lot
community
of
is
stuff
Yummy.
that we do for free
yeah,
that
community
we
is
just
built
don't
through
announce.
sharing.
Yeah.
Yummy.
So,
And
That was
oh,
delicious.
like it's hard because obviously when we're doing and planning and stuff, things cost money. And so
Of
they
we're like, yeah,
course.
we
do.
have
Yeah.
to, you know,
Compensate, of course.
compensate. But like we know we're not becoming millionaires. Like, I mean, yeah, there's a
Bitch,
possibility,
speak
but
for yourself. I'm gonna become a
well, no, that's,
millionaire.
I mean, you know what I mean? We're not sitting here charging people
Right.
100,000 a seat.
I'm just kidding.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we're not charging you
No.
$100,000
Yep.
tickets for
Agreed.
this exclusive Bali retreat that
Agreed.
only the most elite people can
Oh my
attend.
God. Keep
Exclusive.
it.
No, we're
Yeah,
like,
that's also not
hey,
how you
help us
build
pay for the
community.
snacks.
Right.
Help us pay for the venue. We want to
Right.
hear, we want to be with you and pour out our love onto you. And you're going to take all this love that we have to
Mhm.
give you.
I love it.
And,
I think that's
you
something
know,
else that's lost in this whole I'm so glad that you brought up how um uh did you say Neptune is moving into Aries? What did you say?
Yes.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up because it's more action directed.
Yes.
It's more like practical, like show me how this
Yes.
works rather than the dreaminess of it.
Yes.
Um, I feel like there's so much inauthenticity in the community
Ooh.
right now.
Ooh.
And I
Mm.
think that's probably why a lot of people will also drop off is like they'll be able to see through the fact that
mhm,
things are just so surface level and there's
Mhm.
just
we'll burn
like
out.
Mhm.
where is the authenticity in this?
Mhm.
Because when you're not authentic, it's not believable and it's not
Mm.
meaningful.
Mm.
So I think there's just this like for Mio and I, when we do this work with people, like I'm going to show up as me and I'm going to bring all of my experiences that
Mhm.
I've had so that you can
Mhm.
see
Yep.
how it works for me and that I'm a
Mhm.
real human doing this and I'm
Mhm.
learning in
And we're
real
crying real
time.
ugly, ugly tears with you. Like,
Yeah, like the
Mm.
healing happens, for everyone when we're in this
Mhm.
mhm,
space. And that's what
Mhm.
community is. And that's how you actually do this work and can
Mhm.
show people that is grounded in experience and
not
Mhm.
just showing
and
up for a yoga
wisdom.
class.
Yeah. Not
I
just
think,
some fucking checklist of things that you work through, right? It's like
yes,
a
like
lived
it's
experience.
what am I trying to say? In geometry, there are these things called a complementary angle, right? And it lets you know, like, I'm not supposed to be whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. I
Mm,
know people really are interested in becoming these perfected human beings, right? But like that's not what this experience is about. That's
No.
not what you signed up for. If you came down here to this earth is not signed up. You're not signing up to be perfect. That's not it. And you can constantly or in a toxic way be chasing this thing of like, oh, I need to work on this. Oh, and you're in this constant circle of that. Show up authentically so that the other people, your community, can show up and compliment you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And fill
Mhm.
in that space instead of you feeling like you got to work on yourself all the time. Now, I'm not saying like you
yeah,
get to be an asshole
Nope,
yeah.
not a
and
free
just,
pass,
you
not
know
a
what
free
I'm
pass.
saying? Right. No, that's not what I'm saying. Like, oh, Seven said like it's spiritual to be an ass. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, however, is like to feel like you have to present this perfection, which they do on TikTok, which they do on Instagram, and be like, you should follow me because my life is perfect. That part has got to stop. And I
Yeah.
feel like what you're saying with Neptune going into Aries, that is sure going to be the thing. Show me how this works.
Yep.
You're telling me that astrology works. How does it work? Show me. And you need to understand and that's why I start in for my school. You're gonna know who said what and where this is coming from, why we talk about Plato, why we talk about Aristotle, why is it that Pisces we will refer to as cold and wet. We got that from Aristotle himself. So
Nice.
like there's certain things that you need to know. So when people come up and challenge you and be like, oh, you're an astrologer. Oh, okay, cool. So blah, 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 blah. You need to be able to explain yourself, not just be like, it just works for me. I don't know what to say. It just works for me. No.
Right.
I read books on quantum physics for this reason exactly, right? Like I do. When people ask me like, what do you like to read for fun? I say, I read fucking books on quantum physics because
Infinite Consciousness was my first audiobook.
Right? It's like, because I have this experience and it's lived for me and I know that it's working for me. I need to figure out why it works the way that it does. And you find that in quantum physics. So I get it. Like people want
that.
they're going to want the accountability
Yes.
to why this is a modality that's actually legitimate.
Correct.
And I'm hoping, because we have Pluto in Aquarius now, that science will catch up.
I hope so.
Yes, with being able to prove that this stuff is actually happening. Well, we know it's happening, right?
Right.
But science will catch up to be able to give us that evidence that's tangible.
Correct. And that's how it's always been. I'm going to have to go here soon, but I love what you brought up there because I constantly feel that way. I feel like spirituality is always ahead of science. I always talk about how doctors would scoff at you saying like, oh, you know what? I have high blood pressure. I'm going to go ahead and take up meditation. And they would be like looking at you like, oh, you're one of those woo-woo people. Now, if you say that, they're like, yes, that's a great practice to do to bring your blood pressure down. It's just behind.
Yes.
And that's okay. And as AI comes in and does its thing and it can think faster for us and blah, 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 and we use it in the way that we should be using it and not to replace people.
Right.
It's neither here nor there. We are going to understand the quantum leaps. We are going to understand the different dimensions. We are going to understand time travel. We're going to understand that people didn't just die, they transitioned into another dimension. We're going to understand those things, and it's going to make a bit more
Everything
sense.
we've been telling you.
Oh, my tail is wagging.
Yes. 1000%.
I'm just getting like visions of Ant-Man and Quantum Mania movie, right? Oh, and I love that you made geometry spiritual because that was incredible.
Oh, thanks.
And I also wanted to add that scientists, I feel like, are some of the most spiritual people
1000%.
out there, even though they wouldn't identify themselves that way, but they're always looking for the answers to the unknown.
Yes.
What bigger spiritual practice is that than is there than that to look for, to create theories about why something works or how it works and to search for that answer. So they're not as separate as people want to think they are. They're actually interwoven.
I think so. I really do think so. And the more that we uncover the things, of this world, the mysteries of this world, we'll just realize that our vocabulary was different.
Yes.
That's it.
I love that. It's true. We just weren't speaking the language the way that it was meant to be spoken or
and
being
even
hard to get.
like spirituality and then science following. I will almost see that as like there's that feminine leading first. There's the softness and the feelings of like understanding before action or before the
openness. Like the openness to the possibility, and then we look for the concreteness that follows, right? So what's possible? Okay, let's create the structure around how it works then. So, boy, I love these conversations.
I'm so excited. I have so much that I probably should be doing, but I don't get to talk about spirituality often. One, because the way that I talk about it can be very over people's heads, and I've been doing my best to try and bring it down. because who does that help if I'm talking above people's heads? But when I'm
Mhm.
able to just say things and people are just like, oh yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm like, wait, what? This was healing for me. So I appreciate it.
Good.
You're
Thank you
like
for the
making me
invitation.
salivate over here. I'm like
Uh,
listening to you and I'm like,
I was like,
damn.
I hope she can jump on. I was like, she's
you guys
busy. I
are
know
so
it's Saturday
nice.
morning. She's
I
probably got her
am.
own stuff going on,
I
but
do.
like, if
Well,
I
she
mean, boxes are
can,
everywhere,
you're
but
so
amazing and we
y'all are
appreciate you.
too. I really appreciate this invitation. I'm very honored to have it. And secondly, I feel very refilled and motivated and
Yay.
charged up from it. So thank you, ladies,
Yes.
so freaking much.
yeah.
I
And
appreciate
we would
it.
love to have you on anytime you want to pop
Anytime.
on. We're starting to
Anytime.
do these more live formats. So
Okay.
we're kind of experimenting also of
Yep.
Sure.
what people like to watch and listen. And so
Yeah.
we've been every couple of weeks we've been jumping on to do these live readings. Today happened to be a lot
Perfect.
slower day. So we're like, well, let's talk about the new moon more.
I love
So
it.
that's
Yeah,
why.
it's a really good time from my perspective. It's a really good time to set intention. So if you haven't done like a vision board, if you haven't put stuff together for your dreams to be big, and I mean Jupiter big, do it. Go
I've
ahead and
got some
set them.
Jupiter big dreams. That's for fucking sure.
Do it. Like put it on that vision board or whatever you want to do in order to make it a real thing. Because
Mhm.
I think it's a like I said, Piscean dreams are huge and they're idealistic, and people don't take them seriously because they feel so big. But if we
Mhm.
did start to think about practically how can we make this thing come from a different dimension and ground it in this 3D reality, we
Yes.
would be way further along. So whatever that is within like your own personal life that you feel like the dream is too big, like put that seed in the ground
I would
tomorrow
do
and
that.
let's see
Mhm.
what happens in the next 6 months. See what
I would
happens.
Oh, I'm
do that.
stoked. I've got all sorts of ideas, so thank you for that.
Taking
You're
over.
welcome. Thank you so much. Bye,
We love
guys.
you.
Love you.
Bye, Seven. Love
Bye.
you.
Oh, she's so
I
great.
adore her.
She's awesome.
I know. And I love that her astrology fits right into what she's doing in
She's
her life with teaching and
yes.
math of all things, right? Like Taurians will be teaching art class and music class. She's over here like, no, I'm teaching people math.
Mhm.
I'm like, God bless your heart. I'm over
Well,
here coloring the squares and triangles. Like,
and how to be she teaches people how to be very like practically evidence-based, rooted in their astrology, which is seems
yes,
like two ends of the spectrum, but it's really not because
but it's
astrology is a
not.
science, right? And
Yeah.
so I love how she's how she dove right into like all of the I'm making up words here. All of that, like the history and the where did these things come from and the science
Hmm.
aspects of it because she wants people to know the legitimacy of it as a tool. So I love that so much. Okay, should
I'm
we?
just going to send her a little thank you.
Yeah. Boy, I'm going to definitely be journaling my big dreams after that conversation. Like I had planned to do that anyway, but I'm going to really work on that today.
Cool. All
I
right.
know.
So, all right. So that was our Pisces new moon talk.
Now we can read for JW, right?
Yeah. Which I don't know, JW still on or not?
Well, she did send a little note saying community with a heart, right? So but that was at 12:02. So
Okay. Well,
so just we'll read
so
for
normally
her.
we've been doing these readings and we've had like
Oh, she's on still.
15 to yay, we've had like 15 to 20 signups per reading, and today happened to be one of those like, oh, we just got one, so I guess it's meant to be something else and turn
Yeah.
into something. And I'm so glad that Seven was able to jump on. That's very, very special, and I definitely want to get this episode uploaded to our podcast.
Yeah.
So we
So
can-
JW has said I'm enjoying this, so that's
Yay!
good.
JW is a Gemini.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
My favorite Gemini. All right.
Is
So
she a June Gemini or a July Gemini? Oh.
May.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no
sorry.
yeah,
Yes, that's what I meant, but it came out
end of May.
May
And
5th.
she loves me so much that even the one time I took her spare key and filled her car full of packing peanuts to the rim, that she still loved me and she still was my friend,
Wow.
even though we did that for her birthday one year, because that was how we showed we loved her.
Love. What a mess.
To the ceiling packing peanuts.
How did you do that? Did you fill it through a
And my
cracked
mom was in. I
window?
had everybody in on it. I was like,
Did
"Hey,
you
can you
like
save
crack
your
the
packing?"
windows? She said
Still
the car
smells.
still smells. Yuck.
We also took a friend's truck, lined it with like PVC plastic, and converted it to become a real live aquarium.
Oh my God. That's pretty cool.
55 goldfish.
Did they? Were
No,
they?
one survived.
Oh my God.
I
Okay, what did
know.
that say?
We didn't
I
plan
am
that part
what?
out. I am manifesting the life that I deserve.
Okay, interesting. Is JW married?
No.
Okay. In a relationship?
No.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. I'll let you pull those affirmation
Okay.
cards.
I am savoring each moment. I am breathing in new life. Bottom of the deck. I am living poetry, which, oh, that was the other thing. Remember, I was like, there was another intuitive hit I had yesterday that came true, and I couldn't remember what it was. The second thing that happened. So the first thing that happened was the having a flash that someone was going to set their alarm to
Oh, yeah.
AM instead of
Yeah,
PM.
yeah.
Or vice versa. The other thing was I took Ezra to the bookstore and I had this feeling he was going to want to pick out a poetry book, and he never, ever, ever picks out poetry. And yesterday he was like, I feel like poetry today. I'm gonna pick a poem. Like, I'm in a poem kind of mood. And I'm like, are you in love? First it was the Weezer love songs. And then he's like, I'm in a poetry kind of mood.
Maybe
But,
he's like picking up your energy, girl.
oh, maybe. Oh.
Because you're all like gush these days.
Anyways, back to JW.
Back to JW. Okay. So
But I'm living poetry was bottom of the deck.
the reason why I ask these questions is because there's so much that's come up about coming into partnership, and it feels like you've actually been doing some work to understand what your patterns are so you don't repeat stuff, or like you finally come to this place of like, WTF, like, why does this keep happening? I can't have this happen anymore. So like the devil card showed up, which can be like bound and chained. It can be addiction, restrictions, it can be like toxic patterns. And it can also indicate like a soulmate, right? That you're tied to somebody. But this to me feels like a recognition for you where you've done some self-evaluation. You realize like there's some shadow that you've had to work through, and you've had to really confront some of these patterns that have gotten you into the same situation over and over again. And it was hurting you. Like you weren't able to grow, and it caused you to be pretty apathetic. So the 4 of Cups, you've got these cups in front of you. Don't even see the 4th one, which is like an offering. So that's apathetic to your situation, apathetic to people. Like, oh, you've just kind of like, I'm done with this. And you've taken upon yourself to go into contemplation and meditation to really do this work. And what I feel like is coming in for you is like either you're ready, or you're like you have this readiness for a connection that's deep and equivalent, and a beautiful balanced give and take, or you're having that start to happen. So it's either coming in, you're ready for it, or it's happening. So this is interesting, but this is like deep connection. That's a love. It can also be like a commitment with work too. But to me, this feels like you've done some work on yourself to become ready for this next stage, like you're finally ready for a partnership that makes sense and that's healthy. But it's going to require you to address your insecurities and take risks and let go of fear. So you've been afraid to take these steps because of the past. And I literally have no idea like what your life is like. So this is total reading cold, but I'm just going with intuitively what's coming up. So you're in the position to take a risk, but you're feeling that fear of like, what if it happens again? What if I haven't done my work? What if I get fucked over again? What if my heart breaks again? So you've been struggling with that fear of, if I take this risk, how will I be affected? And will it work out okay or not? The Lovers card came up. So this is like hardcore. So when you have the Two of Cups and the Lovers and the Devil all in the same line, that's like some kind of huge soulmate coming in, whether to teach like beautiful, constructive lessons from a platonic standpoint, or like this is the real deal, love connection that's going to be super fulfilling for you. I don't feel like this is like a work situation because of the nature of these cards. I feel like it's somebody coming in that you're finally going to have this opportunity for huge growth and fulfillment in a very safe way. So there's that, and you'll get to rest. So this is the Four of Swords card, which is respite. This is rest, relaxation. It's also meditation and contemplation. So you're meant to be very thoughtful about this when it comes in, but it's also, you get to finally rest. Like you get to relax and rest in this. No more of this like nervous system that's haywire, fight or flight. Oh my God, like I'm not safe. This is, I'm sleeping comfortably and I'm resting and I'm rejuvenating. So you're going to have to let us know how that hits.
That, what you just pulled, goes with what I got. Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest.
Nice.
And you were just like, rest, right? Okay. I am. So that I also got, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north.
Weirdness is awesome. Super sexy.
So bottom of the deck though, remember, what was her one comment? Community.
Yeah.
You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community.
I'm telling you, somebody's coming in.
Somebody's coming in. A new start is coming.
I love it.
Then this was coming out as you were talking also. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces.
Full moon in Pisces. Okay, good.
And then when you were pulling the Lovers card, bring love into the situation.
What? I love this. I love it.
I was like, oh shit. All right.
I can't wait to hear who this is. And I can't wait to get
who this is. Yeah.
Can't wait for the
What
wedding
is this
announcement.
new start, or if it's someone that's going to be more spiritual, more soft with her, that can help tap into those things. Because while you were still talking, I pulled High Priest energy.
Nice.
So maybe somebody who is empowerment and who does
Awakened is what I just heard.
Priest. What?
Awakened.
Oh, somebody awakened. Yep.
Yeah.
And then then it's going to come to you actually receiving it, or for receive the gift.
Nice.
So someone can come in and offer, but you have to still receive it.
Well, and that's a cup, right? So like Two of Cups.
That is the cup.
They're offering cups to each other. The Four Cups, right? Offering a cup, a gift. That fourth cup is a gift that you don't see.
And I'm even thinking right now, like one of the things that we had to learn back in insurance school was like, what makes a contract? Part of a contract that makes it active is it has to be an agreement,
right?
And it has to be received. It can't just be a one-sided offer. The other person has to receive that offer and agree to that. So whatever this connection is that's coming in, it's clearing out karma, activating that holy fire within you.
Oh shit! This is the
Maybe
real
some
deal.
Sexual.
It's the real deal.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
this is, look, the blossoming card. This is a connection that's
Yes.
gonna help you feel fully safe to blossom, be yourself,
It's the real
one with
deal.
yourself.
Very different
'Cause
than anything you've experienced. Like, and you're gonna
bottom of the
be
deck, this is helping with your spiritual awakening. So
wow.
you keep getting you got the spirituality and practicality, and then you got bottom of the deck, spiritual awakening,
Mhm.
shift or be shifted.
Well,
So
and
this
that's
connection is gonna
interesting
help.
because I got surrender and allow, like, allow this to unfold, and then just, you know, be really in your heart. Is this what you really want? Right? So be very clear. Like, what are you ready for? I mean, this is the real deal, man. I'm excited for her.
I'm excited for that. So let me see what else we got.
That's pretty clear. Yeah, I'm using your girlfriend's No BS Love Oracle. Is
Oh,
that what
that's
you just
literally what I
grabbed?
just pulled too. So
We're
let's see
gonna
what comes
see.
out.
Well, you pull from it too. Just see.
Yep.
Okay, get to know each other. See where this goes. Actions speak louder than words, so pay attention. I think that's probably been something that you hadn't paid attention to in the past, or someone's, like, the pattern had been that you overlooked when the actions didn't match the words, the follow through wasn't there.
If you have to force it, it's not for you.
New connection coming in hot. And you won't need to chase what's meant for you, right? So it
Which to
should.
me, that's very similar
Yep.
to like not having to force.
Yep.
We don't have to chase. We don't have to. Now, I'm big on like, yes, you can reciprocate, right? Once, but
Yeah,
there has to be a give and take. It can't just be one-sided, or that person's just gonna
absolutely.
keep chasing you around the playground. It's only fun when there's a little resistance sometimes. That sounds really bad, but that's not what I meant. But like playful
Yes.
resistance of like when your inner child stuff playing around.
Oh,
An
this is
undeniable magnetic pull.
okay. That's how you're going to know who it is right there. Like with
You're
these
gonna feel
soulmate
pulled to them.
cards, yes. And then awakening. Again, we have a third card on awakening.
Tell me about this person. Tell me about this person. Let's see. Tell me more clarification on this person that's coming in. Ooh, let's see what we got there. Ace of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn.
Mm-hmm. Stability.
Maybe. Yep.
Some kind of an.
Maybe it might be through work.
Yeah,
though,
I was just
since
gonna
they're
say it could be a
Pentacles.
coworker or some connection through work.
But it's gonna seem to come out of nowhere, because look at how it's like coming in from the middle of. Whoop.
The answer is yes. Oh goodness. I want to live vicariously through you, JW. I want you to like keep us in the loop on this. I'm gonna see what I get on who this person is too.
How will she know? Ooh, these flew out. So I got 4 of Cups in reverse, Sun card in reverse, and 2 of Swords in reverse. So I asked the question, how would you know? This person is going to make you have clear decision. It's not going to feel like meh. It's going to be like, I clearly know exactly. Like, it's going to be so, you're not going to feel half-assed about it. You're not going to feel half interested. It's going to be like a clear yes. And this person's also going to make and help you take down the barriers in front of your heart and the blinders off your eyes. This person's going to help you to fully like
I love that.
relax And then this just fell. So how you feel about gingers? I don't know. How you feel about gingers with beards?
Or bearded men.
Bearded men.
That wear animal skins. No, I'm kidding.
Some Viking type. How you feel about that?
He might be just like this manly man, right? Maybe
Or a
it's outside
Leo.
of your type.
Maybe they're a Leo. Because look at that one.
I think this person is going to help you understand how you get to have more fun too. Like they're going to bring a playfulness to you. Like, I don't know if you work a lot. I don't know if you've like dedicated yourself to work. But I got cards about being a workaholic and about being impatient, and that has to do with like abundance and money, right? So like your own stability, pouring all of your energy into work for a certain outcome, and maybe like focusing too much on the material stuff. And this person is going to come in to stimulate your own emotional and spiritual well-being, and bring more joy into your life that way. And to help you be seen. Like this is the 6 of Wands in reverse, and that's like a card of victory, and like you're on stage in the spotlight. And when I feel like for the reverse for you, this is like you being afraid to be seen as you are, or you have been hurt that way, and this person's gonna like bring that out in you. You're able to like be seen for who you are.
Sorry, sharing the YouTube link with a couple friends right now. Zanaya had a couple of her friends that wanted reading. So I was like, hey, if your friends still wanted a little. So for J-Dub, what is the connection with this coming up? Death card in reverse. But look at so normally this is the sexual magic tarot. But look at the image on this one. Like a badass.
Yeah, she's like ready to do damage.
Sheesh.
But in a good way. She's like bossing up.
Bottom of the deck is going to be 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups energy is
yeah, that's
good
beautiful.
fulfillment, girl.
Yes.
Good fulfillment.
I think you're going to be very satisfied. I think you're going to be very satisfied.
Very satisfied. All right,
she
cool.
hasn't commented, so maybe she had to drop off. I'm going to pull a wild off. Oh my God. I love doing these things. The true love card.
You got the true love card?
True love card. So this is what the true love card says. Your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner, but this sovereignty actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, universe, and know true love. So this is ultimately about self-love and loving deeply from within, so that you can actually magnetize to you that which will complement you. But I don't know, I like the words at the top are what caught my attention. True love. I don't know what that emoji is. She just dropped an emoji. It's like a yellow blur.
I think it's
for
a
me.
laughing one.
Is it?
I think it's a laughing emoji.
I love it.
Yeah. Cool. So that was J-Dub, who got a almost private reading today.
Almost private. It's a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I would like a reading like that. That would be a good reading.
Yeah. All right. So I think we have, let's see. What up, Marjorie? So we did a collective reading earlier. I want to pull a couple more cards now because I did just resend the link out to a couple people. So just for some collective energy. All right. So what else do we need to know on this Pisces new moon? So what seeds are you going to plant? What seeds? So like for us, because everything's very spiritual, like our seeds that we're going to plant are going to be like, all right, let's get our planning involved for our spiritual retreat and plan out
Yeah, which
our next like
we have to do that.
6 months cycle of like, okay, what do we want to do? Right.
Mhm.
Yay. So, all right, we'll pull a couple more cards.
What is TFTI?
Thanks for the invite.
Oh, I need to brush
Which is
up
funny
on
because I
my
actually pulled up
texting.
behind I pulled up behind a license plate yesterday. That was thanks for the invite.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What are we pulling on now?
I'm pulling a couple moon cards. Yeah, so normally here I will put this is gonna did we want to pick our next date for our next live?
Oh, I would have to run and grab my calendar.
Okay, go grab that. I'll pull some cards.
Okay.
All right. So if you're just jumping on now, you're going to want to go back and rewatch because we had a special guest, one of the most amazing astrologers, 7, jumped on and we talked Pisces new moon. We talked Jupiter. We talked all the things. So definitely after this live is done, go back and rewatch so you can catch astrology talk. And we figured, we're like, dude, today's kind of a weird day. Like normally we have like 15 to 20 signups. Today was like, we had just one. So I was like, all right, cool. This is what it's supposed to be today. And it ended up being more like our podcast recording episode. And so we'll probably end up throwing this onto our, we'll throw it onto our podcast as an extra episode. But yeah, if you want to listen to other episodes, you can just visit our website or go to Souls and Stardust podcast on Spotify, Apple, all of that good stuff. All right. So let's see what our I am cards are. I am recovering from my traumas. So in terms of new moon, if you're planting a seed, you can always dive into that. What do I need to recover from? What traumas, childhood, adulthood, anything do I need to work on this upcoming cycle that need to be illuminated?
Okay.
I am in alignment. I am a beautiful soul. Bottom of the deck. I'm showing the world the real me.
Marjorie said, just take all my money.
I know. Well, we do have so here's what I was thinking because we do have our membership that is the collective and that one's $22.22 a month. That one you have access to our online courses, extended readings, discounts on other things. So what I'm thinking is giving the members to our collective like a promo code per month where they can
get readings,
get one of these free little mini readings when they want to, or like we did last time where I just kind of was like, hey, I added you to our list and here's the link for your reading, or do something like that.
That's awesome.
So we can people could get their monthly reading and included in their monthly membership with the collective. So I think I might enable that.
So March 25th is the full moon in Libra. It's also the prenumbral lunar eclipse. That's a Monday. So we could do Sunday. Ooh. We could do Sunday the 24th, which would be the day before that full moon.
I can do either day.
So that Monday is my son's birthday. So, which day is your birthday? The 24th or the 25th? And I have a full day of clients that day, plus it's his birthday. So I would probably have to do it the 24th.
And of course she says it at 10:44 a.m.
Yes. March 25th. That's my son's birthday. You're an Aries.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah. So we could do it on the 24th. I would just have to probably navigate around like any birthday celebration. So
yeah,
but we can be talking about that.
early morning then? Like, so we can knock it out for the day?
I think that would be great.
Okay. So let's put March 24th. And I will, let me just create the link real quick. And then I will drop that so anyone can sign up.
I hope you have a good one, and we'll be doing these readings like the day before your birthday. So maybe we can give you like a beautiful birthday reading.
That would be I love that idea. Like upcoming year ahead. Okay. Offer class. So we will do this March. So the 24th.
Yep, that sounds great to me.
Do you want to do like, how early do you want to go? I'm up as early as 6 a.m. I just may not be like fully conscious. So we can always do this.
Yeah,
Or do
we could
do you
try.
want to do super duper early?
We
So
could
that
do like 8 a.m. your time. That'd be 10 a.m. my time.
Okay.
And if we need to adjust it a little bit, like we can talk about that.
Okay. All right. So the link is live for that.
Awesome. 6 a.m. Marjorie's like 6 a.m. No. She's like, I'll be watching the replay.
This will always be the link that people can use. Because basically I created it as a class on Acuity.
Mhm.
And then people can always just whatever day we pick, that link will always stay the same.
Hey, Marjorie, you said that things have been a little rough lately, and I just pulled the Tower card for you. Just felt compelled to do that. So that is like sudden change. That is massive awakening. That's the lightning bolt. Aha. It's upheaval. It's the rug being pulled out from under you. But the thing is it's happening for you to change direction and reevaluate everything, right? This is like the universe's pivot point for you to get your attention and say, okay, it's time for you to go the other direction or to leave behind what no longer serves you. So, like, things have been rough because you're meant to shift in a beautiful way.
Yeah, I got a time for healing. So this Pisces new moon for you is a time for healing.
Yeah. I feel like the start of this astrological new year is really important for you. Like you need to honor that. So at the spring equinox, maybe have ceremony about how this is your new way forward. This year is your new way forward. Since you are in Aries, that's basically the start of the year for you.
Yep. So real quick, just for background. So she's got like more traditional, right? So this spirituality is all kind of coming online, and January 1st is not the beginning of the year energetically.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you do not plant seeds on January 1st. No farmer does that. Not that I know of. So Aries is the beginning of the astrological, like that's when we plant. That's when
Mhm.
we are ripe for, cultivating. Oh, message.
Asked my dog barking, and I don't know if that means someone's going to walk into my house. So I might
Well,
have
you
a
can
little.
always press mute on your mic if you need to.
Okay.
So you can do any kind of ceremony. You can do any kind of ceremony where it is what you want it to be. It's just based off your intentions. It's not anything that's like official or that has to go in any particular order. I muted you, Shannon, just so you can unmute when you're ready. So I think that's going to be the end of that. However, this is interesting because we always look at energy, how it comes in. And so if she's being like interrupted in the middle of us channeling your energy, and it's like, okay, this is the end of our time right here because she's not going to be able to go on any further. That's also what you're saying is like you had to cut somebody off recently who was like a sister to you. I'm about to cut her off who's like a sister to me because she's going to have to go. So timing, right? Timing. But yeah, for beginning of your birthday, beginning of Aries, like figure out what you want your next full year to entail. And then that's when you are going to be cultivating your soil and planting your seeds and watering and watering and watering and then letting those grow and sprout in the time that they need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I know you have to go. It sounds like somebody walked in.
Oh, no, we're good now.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Just popped in to grab something and then go.
Oh.
I also pulled the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and this is like resisting change. So you just have to look at where you're afraid to shift. Like that tower is forcing you to shift. And this Wheel of Fortune is telling you, like, this has to happen in order for you to grow because that's destined. Like these two cards together tell me that, like, this is part of your soul journey to go through what you're going through so that you can figure out how to take the steps to get in alignment again and experience your unfolding. So it's breaking cycles. It's you're in a negative phase, but like the wheel is always turning. So you can look forward to some more positive things happening very soon. You just have to be able to surrender and allow yourself to move through this in a graceful way, which is why you would want to do ceremony, because that's like you're surrendering over to the will of the universe.
She said, sorry, my ADHD. I don't know how to ceremony.
That's okay.
Like it doesn't, that's the whole point is like, it doesn't have to be, it's about the intention that you set behind something. It's not about like the right or wrong way of doing something.
Yep. And I also pulled the 10 of Cups in reverse. And I think that's what you're feeling right now is that nothing's working and my dreams are shattered and there's disharmony, or like what I want isn't aligned with my values aren't aligned with the people around me anymore. And that's causing struggles in my relationship. So like this is all about you shifting and changing and growing and awakening. And sometimes, a lot of times when that happens, we have to leave behind scenarios, situations, people that don't grow with us, right? So it's a little sad.
And this just popped in right now. Trust your vision.
Trust your vision. So
Yeah, like a prayer.
Yeah. I mean,
just like a prayer.
Yeah. Go Madonna.
You could karaoke if you want, girl. You could light a candle. You could burn some stuff.
Some shit.
You could light a birthday candle, blow that mess out, whatever you want to do.
So yeah, any intention, any intention is
we
prayer.
can talk offline too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can definitely talk offline if you need to. So yeah,
hang in there.
You're good.
Hang in there.
You're good. You're good. Appreciate you popping on.
Surrender and allow. I just love how this shit works. Love it.
Surrender
and allow.
All right.
Alrighty.
Let's see we got one more comment and then I think we're gonna. Yep. Insight development.
Not Mio's Filipino side coming out.
Yes. That's the real reason I got a podcast microphone so I can sing.
I mean, you don't do that? Like when no one's looking, you don't use your microphone to sing? Yeah.
You want to come over and karaoke with me, Marjorie?
She said yes. I love it. Oh, I love it.
We love you guys. I'm so grateful.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. For being patient with us. We were on total Piscean time today where we're like, we're just going to talk before we even go live. And we talked for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, meh.
You're so welcome. Yeah, we
You're
just
welcome.
we were in an alternate
So,
reality there for a moment or
yep,
for an hour.
and then so the next readings. eh, Hold on, I can type. And let me grab the link again. Sorry, I'm like having fun. I like the technology part where I'm like, let me do this. Okay, so 32424.
I love that.
I just don't know if I don't think it saves the comments once we stop the live.
Mm.
Figure that out. Okay. All right. So we will see you guys on the 24th. If you need to book a one-on-one reading before then, you can go to soulsandstardustpodcast.com and that will take you to our main website with our individual booking links. If you just want to listen to our podcast and hear us talk for hours on end about spirituality and all kinds of spiritual shit, soulsandstardustpodcast.com on all major platforms. We love this stuff. This is our jam. We love talking about this every single day and with each other and intuitively tapping into the insight that we need for ourselves, for our friends, for our clients, for our kids. All of this is very real. So we're grateful that you have joined us over the last few years and
Yeah.
let us gush and geek out over all of this. So
And swear. You let us swear.
yeah, they don't care.
You don't care.
Oh, which by the way, I don't know if you saw, I went live on my mom's Paint Pixie page because we released a mini deck. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me show you real quick. It's super cute. So we made a magical mystery deck
cool.
for Paint Pixie. And so each of them have like themes and ideas, right? Blending colors, you can incorporate nature,
Cool.
use this palette.
So like art ideas. Yeah, that's cool.
But while I was doing my live and launching, of course, I go into spirituality and my show and this and that and like talking about the lessons and healing trauma. And God bless this woman, but she's just like, I was like showing our decks. I was like, yep, and we've made these decks and da 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 da. And so that's why I launched this with my mom. But of course, I go to show her one and it's one that has a swear word on it. So I was
Of
like, oh,
course.
hold on, let me pick a different one because there's a swear word. And she's like, why do you have to curse? Or why do you feel like
Because we're
you
keeping
can't
that throat chakra clear.
and I just felt this initially I felt very judged because it was like a biblical well it's not biblical blah 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 and my religious trauma went hold up
How do we
and I
know that
just
they
stopped
didn't
for a
swear
second
back then?
and
I
it was
bet
just
they had a
like
plethora of
I
swear
said,
words back then.
because it's on brand for us and we are at the point of our lives where we just don't care and we
No more fucks to give.
live out love and healing in our daily lives. We help so many people and they don't care if we use the F word because we're helping them
Yep.
and they use the F word.
Yep.
So
Very
it's not like
cathartic.
we're over here like preaching to children. I'm not over here in preschool. Like we're dealing with adults. And then I was just like, well, linguistically, like words are only words until you assign them meaning.
Mhm.
And so, what is the F word in English isn't the same thing in a different language. So what do you
Right.
care? Like you're offended because you assigned this value to this meaning. But the beautiful part that happened was that I got to express unconditional love to her and say like, hey,
Yes.
no matter what you believe in, I'm still loving you and I'm still gonna I don't care. Like, I'm not going to turn somebody away for a reading just because of their religious beliefs and background,
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter to me. A soul's a soul, and whatever
Yep.
intuition is going to come out, it doesn't really matter. It's going to come out in different ways. But what's crazy is her community was so beautiful, and her community is so loving that as soon as they saw this person, I don't want to use the word attacking, but as soon as they saw this person kind of going in on me, they rallied around me and they were like, no, 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 we love unconditionally. No, we're here for like, that's not, we're loving and supportive no matter your background. We're this, we're that. Like, I didn't even have to say anything after that because I felt
Yeah.
like they were just like diffusing the situation for me because
Nice.
I'm like, religious trauma.
Mhm.
Like, I just, that was, yeah, I meant to share that with you. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
She said my son started using bad words. Yeah. Dude, my kid dropped her first F-bomb when she was 3 and it was in the correct context. And I was like, good effing job, man. Like you used it
Mine
in
too.
context.
Mine
At least it
too.
wasn't like something totally off. Like, no, honey, that's not,
Yeah.
you know,
I
which that's
my
really bad
my
parenting.
older son, he's almost 13 now, but he was like 4, and I was in the kitchen. I had eggs on the counter and they were just sitting on the counter, so they were rolling, right? And one of them rolled off of the counter and landed on the floor, and I said, "Ah, shit balls." And he and he was behind me and he's like, "Shit balls? Shit balls?" And it was just I died, right? Like everybody died. And so he was just this tiny little 4-year-old voice walking around the house saying, "Shit balls, shit balls."
No, Zanaya was in the back seat and her Gemini moon, she's very inquisitive and she speaks whatever thought pops in her mind, no filter. And she's like, Mom, if I write on the bottom of my shoe, it'll be all fucked up, huh? And I was like, what'd you just say to me? She's like, I said, if I write on the bottom of my shoe, it'll be all fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, it will be. And then I'm like, like try to not let her see my face and the like, oh my God.
I think it's hilarious I think it's hilarious when little kids swear. Like I think it's
It
just
doesn't bother me.
hilarious.
As long as they're not like being mean to people and like
Yeah.
bullying them and like cussing at people.
Yeah, they're not hurting anybody. Oh yeah, shitballs is a great one. I love it.
And honestly, language is language, words are
It
words,
is.
right?
It is.
Words are
It's
words.
fun.
I don't know how we got here.
I don't know
Sorry.
either, but we can
I
probably
don't
wrap it
know.
up.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
wrap that up.
You guys.
Love you.
Thanks. Yes, we love you. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you on the 24th. Make sure to sign up and register. All right.
We'll see you later.